There's one detail in the case of Ghislaine Maxwell that makes the official outcome very hard to explain. It has nothing to do with speculation. It's a matter of logic. Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted in federal court of helping traffic minors. That conviction requires victims and it requires clients. But to this day, no client list has been publicly identified, no names, no charges, no explanation. And that raises a very simple question. How do you convict a trafficker without identifying who benefited? Let's slow down and walk through what we actually know. The Joe Rossano Show is next. In December 2021, a federal jury found Ghislaine Maxwell guilty on multiple counts related to trafficking of minors. The verdict matters. It means the government successfully argued that a system existed, a system in which underage girls were recruited, groomed, and trafficked for exploitation. This was not a civil case. This was not a rumor. This was not opinion. This was a criminal conviction reached under the highest level of standards that we have. Let's be very clear about what that implies. Trafficking, by definition, involves more than one party. It involves recruiters, facilitators, and recipients. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, click the notification bell for all the latest episodes of The Joe Rossano Show. A trafficking conviction is not just about abuse. It is about use. And yet, when the verdict was delivered, something unusual happened. The case effectively stopped. In most trafficking cases, a conviction is not the end, it's the beginning. It leads to follow-up investigations, additional indictments, identification of buyers and clients. But in this case, that process never materialized publicly. There was no announcement of new charges, no list of individuals named, no explanation for why the trail ended where it did. The Department of Justice has acknowledged the existence of records related to this case, but those records remain sealed, and sealing alone is unusual. What is unusual is the lack of explanation. When a system proves trafficking occurred, the public normally learns who participated. Here, the public learned almost nothing beyond one conviction. That silence is not proof of anything, but it's a factual gap, and gaps deserve scrutiny. Let me be clear about something. Asking this question is not an accusation, it's not speculation, and it certainly is not conspiracy. It's a procedural question. If a traffic network existed, then accountability would normally extend beyond a single facilitator. If there are reasons names cannot be released, legal, evidentiary, or jurisdictional, those reasons can be explained, but no explanation has ever been offered. And when institutions go silent in cases this serious, public trust erodes. Transparency matters most when power is involved. It matters when silence protects reputations, and it matters most when victims exist. This isn't about satisfying curiosity. It's about understanding how justice is applied and where it stops. Imagine this case involved a small operation. Imagine there were no powerful names, no international implications, no political sensitivity. Would the process have ended the same way? That's not an accusation, it's a comparison. In countless trafficking cases across the country, names are released, charges are stacked, and networks are dismantled. Here, the outcome was unusually narrow. One person convicted, one sentence handed down, and a case file that effectively went dark. When justice looks different depending upon circumstances, people notice. And when people notice, trust suffers. So here's the bottom line. If I'm wrong, show me the mechanism. Show me how a trafficking conviction ends without identifying clients. Show me where that process normally stops and why it stopped here. Facts are welcome. Documents are welcome. Explanations are welcome. But silence is not an answer. And until one is provided, this remains an unresolved question. not a theory. As always, my dearest friends and fellow Americans, thank you so much for taking the time to tune into the Joe Rossano Show. We're unfiltered, unbiased, uncensored. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell for all latest episodes of the Joe Rossano Show. Once again, God bless you, my dearest friends and fellow Americans. Don't forget to adopt a pet. We'll see you next time.